I use smaller ribbons, so I use like more, if that makes sense. This one is for a smaller pin, this kind of size of pin. I think this is 44 millimeters or something like that. I made this pin also. But yeah, so it's kind of the base size is what you wanna. Base size is always like a little bit smaller than the pin you're using. It's kind of like what your goal is. And then this one is also very different. It doesn't have a center in it right now, but it's got 2 layers, and it's got some left over, these funky folded ones. But I made these really long, so that stuck out really far. And I added like a little jingly bell thing on the front. So there's like a lot that you can do with ribbons. And paper, I just thought was like it's easier because everyone has paper. But you can still do a lot with the paper. Like you can do these ones. I made like 3 colors. Some is 2 colors. But you could also use like patterned paper if you want, like origami paper or something. If you want to do something very like creative. Oh yeah, if you want, there is a template in the hub. Or you can just draw it out on a piece of paper if you want. You can kind of just eyeball it, honestly. A lot of the pieces, especially like the back piece and the front piece, if they're not even, it's fine. Like, you don't see them. But yeah, that's kind of, I'm like organized but not organized. So yes, thank you, whoever posted that. Was I my friend's coming in clutch. But yeah, so there's like a lot of fun things you can do with that. I've also seen what a lot of people are probably most familiar with. I don't have one here, but if you see like a prize ribbon, if you go to a fair and they have like the first prize, second prize, third prize, and they got like the ribbons, and it's like the one spiral with the 2 pieces hanging down from it. A lot of people do those for button badges as well, and you can just kind of cool. And like I don't know how long do for things. I'm like, oh, yeah. See, yes, good example. But yeah, and some ribbons I kind of just use everything, honestly. Like this, which I used to make this one, the white parts here, I didn't have ribbon in that size and I wanted that size. This is like a strap off, I think, a bag. And so I just cut off pieces of the strap to make myself some ribbons. And one more thing before I go into, I guess, explaining the next step if people are ready. It's for the centerpiece specifically. I did make it so you can make it out of paper for this, but I do highly recommend, even if you're making like a ribbon out of paper, use a felt or fabric center. It'll make your life a whole lot easier. It's so much easier to take the pin in and out of the badge. Like with the paper one I kind of designed, it works, but it's so hard to like change out your pin. I was like, we gotta figure out a way to do this with as limited materials as possible. So kind of an improvisation is once your pin's on there, it's kind of stuck on there. And well, it's not stuck permanently, but it's hard to not brush your ribbon as you like take the pin off. Yes, good. Going to the felt. Let me see. And also, if you want, actually, I could do this as well. Before we start the next step, also, if you want to like if you have just white paper and you want to add like color to it, do like designs onto the pieces before you fold them. do something fun, add a little bit of color. You can put like names of the characters on there, things like that. I don't even know what I'm drawing, but wow, look, it's a heart and a squiggle. Yeah, Discord's being a butt. But to be fair, there's like a zillion of us. Okay, I'm gonna move on to the next step, just in case. But if like someone's like, you're going way too fast, please slow down. Please don't hesitate to tell me. Okay, so if you have your stuff cut out, and I'm throwing things all over the place, my goodness, don't do that. You want to get your base, and then your layer 1 pieces. It's going to be your bottom layer. There should be 8 of them if you're following the template. But as I said, do whatever the heck you want. So, stuff that you want to do next is with all your pieces, you can do all your layers at once for this, because it's the same thing for all the layers. I do kind of like to fold all the pieces first and then start gluing, but you can do one layer at a time if you want. And you don't want to crease when you fold. So we're folding in half, but you don't want to crease it, and you're just gluing on the bottom edge so that you got kind of like a little loopy loop. I'm using hot glue just because it dries much faster, but you can use whatever glue works for you. Even for like the ribbon one, if you're using ribbons, white glue will be fine. And another, I guess a cautionary, if you are using hot glue and ribbons, some of the ribbons will melt a little bit with hot glue. Specifically these kind of like clearish ones, they will melt a little bit if you're using hot glue. It's not really a big deal because center covers it, but just know it will seep onto your fingers a lot of the time, and owie. I have so many hot glue burns. Another little tip while you're doing this folding thing, and where is it? I like how I had everything here ready like 2 hours ago, and then everything's not there. If you're having like issues with this and they're kind of like flat, you can kind of just stick a pencil in the loop and just kind of use it to help keep its loopy shape, and then pull it out. So I'm gonna glue actually all my layer loops. I think I do prefer doing that because then I can have them all laid out. And I'm gonna probably become super silent. I only have 2 modes, all the words or no words. And there's going to be hot glue strings everywhere. I'm also surprised that my cat's not over here. He usually doesn't like when I'm sitting out here around this time. He likes to sit on the bed with me. Yeah, Pancake! I don't know where he is. I'm sure he's gonna come bother me at some point. But I'm surprised he's not already. My little demon son. Ooh. Here's a good question for this workshop. Does anyone have a character in mind that they wanted to make a ribbon for? If no one does, that's fine. I need to make one for Raphael. Put in my Ita bag for next week at some point. Yay! We got names. I'm sorry, I don't know what everyone's floorboards are from, but I'm so glad. I feel like this was also like, because I've always seen people have them on their Ita bags, and I've been like too nervous till that workshop. I was like too nervous to try and make some for myself because I was like, I'm gonna mess this up so bad. And then I realized it's not that hard. Your boyfriend? Aww. That's cute. Also, I'm seeing we have a wide variety of people from different fandoms here. Ah, cute. Boss baby or chicken. I'm like boss baby or chicken. That's so funny. It do be like that sometimes though. I was saying in the Beyblade chat about not too long ago that I've already forgotten his name. I'm like, he's my favorite character in Beyblade X, but I can never remember his name. But he's like kind of like the villain turned hero kind of guy. And he either looks super handsome or he looks like a praying mantis. This is like a handsome man or bug, which is also probably why I like him. I'm really into bugs. I just think that's funny though. Oh, that's another thing. Photo cards. I've seen a lot of people do, instead of having just like a felt pin center or something for like a pin, they get a photo card holder, like one of the clear ones, and they put ribbons around it, so you make like a square badge instead, which I think that's pretty cool. Some of mine are getting a little wonky. This was my girl that I was making a badge for. For the examples, she's from Devil's Line, which is a really good manga. Kind of vampire. I guess they're vampires. They're called like devils, but they're just vampires. Kind of, yeah. It's also got Devil's Line also has an anime. I think it's like 12 episodes or something. I haven't seen the anime though, and I don't know how far it goes. But they did keep a really spicy scene in it. I know, because I've seen a clip of it floating around, and I was like, oh. Devil's Line I knew I was gonna start talking about Devil's Line. I it was like instantly. I was like, if I have this Devil's Line pin, that is gonna be my example. I'm gonna be talking about Devil's Line. I'm not gonna be giving huge spoilers. But I have this beef with Devil's Line. It's one of my favorite mangas, but My beef is a silly beef. The age rating on it is really not. It says 13 plus on it, but I think it should have a higher age rating. I know that's an odd take. But it's like some of its main themes are like BDSM, and there's like they literally go to this place to like have sex. So and there was some boob in there, and things. So I don't know. I feel like 13-year-olds shouldn't be doing that. But maybe that's a hot take. But it's got really good like different relationship representation in it. It's got there's one character in it. I love them so much. I'm not going to say who it is, but they have a really great arc. But they're asexual, and they also talk and non-binary, and they talk about the relationship with being with a gay man, which is very interesting. I was really honestly, I cried during their kind of like arc about the relationship. I was like, this is beautiful, and I've never seen like representation like that. There's also a character, they're not outright, but I'm pretty sure they're kind of like a romantic kind of thing, and I don't know, they got a lot of like relationships like that where it's like love doesn't have to be black and white. It can be many colors, and I thought that was really beautiful. But it's also a very heartbreaking series. I did hear that the author made a spin-off as well. I haven't read the spin-off yet. I don't know if I'm emotionally ready. But we shall see. One day, probably will read it. Ooh, any tips to incorporate self-printed stuff? I don't really have any good examples. I always use clips. How do I explain this? I have like, on my Ita bag, it's got like 2 clips that hang down, and I kind of like decorate it so that I don't have like a insert on it. I tied a string between the 2 clips, and I kind of like hung stuff off it using like safety pins and things like that. I wouldn't say that's the best method, but yeah, I usually just default to safety pinning things to things. See if I missed anything else in chat. Mixed media is honestly fantastic. You get like some great textures sometimes. I should have made an example of mixed media one. Oops, I am putting my things in wrong. Yeah, words. That's true. We do shelter teens a lot. I feel like another take, but I feel like the older I get, the more I'm like, oh my gosh, we must protect the babies. You gotta protect the small children. And then I'm like, I was that age once, and I was like, wow, I'm so old. And it was like, I was into some wild stuff when I was younger, and I kind of turned out fine. Like, I don't know, I have like a core memory specifically coming back because my dad's been rewatching it, and we were watching the prequel series, but Battlestar Galactica the early 2000s one. I remember I watched that when I was like, I guess 13, and I was a little scarred. And then I remember my sister watched it with us, and she's 3 years younger than me, so she was like 10 and watched that, and I was like, ooh. Like, dear gosh, I don't know. I really was watching some things when I was younger. Our parents were just like, yeah, it's cool. Yeah, I really want to watch it. I feel like I should be insulted. My dad rewatched it without me, though. I was like, Dad, that was our thing. Okay. He probably can hear me. I hope he hears me. Anyways, okay, so I got all mine kind of glued together, my little piles. I put that off to the side. So I'm going to start with the bottom layer. And kind of how I did this, you don't have to do this the way I did it, but just to like help keep things easy is I kind of I did 4 first, so I did like this, and then I used the other 4 to fill in the gaps. Ooh, let me move this way. Yep. And when you glue these on, you want to kind of keep them as far to the edges like possible, don't have them falling off. And my hands are shaking a lot from like excitement. But yeah, so that's kind of how I did it, and then the foreign. But if you want also, you can do it in the spiral pattern, where you kind of like go like this. I find it's harder to keep them spaced properly if you do it in the spiral pattern. And I can tell from mine. I find mine always end up like slightly lopsided if I do the spiral for the bottom one. Like you can tell kind of things are a little wonky on this one. And even with this one, I did this, but I did spirals. In the instructions I put spiral for the second layer, and I always mess. Keep it a little more even this time. I'll show you guys when I glue this down also. If my hands would stop shaking. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Perform. And I'm also like gluing it to the table. Okay, so the first one I kind of glued in. I don't know if you can. It's kind of hard with white paper, but I did in the shadow a little bit, but kind of sticking out like that. It's very on the edge. Just because you want to make sure you have enough room for the centerpiece later. If you do have like a smaller pin and you're using the same base, you can put them in a little more. With this one, I used almost the exact same size base as this one, and I just moved the ribbons in a little more. I also use smaller ribbons, but just to kind of fill in the space. I don't know, I should have grabbed some green when I was at Walmart the other day. Our Walmart was very lacking when I went, though. I was like, what the heck? I feel like there must have been some kind of sale that I missed. So they were low on stock. I was like, of course. Of course the day. I'm not there. I kind of live in the middle of nowhere. Don't go into town very often. My nearest Walmart is a 40-minute drive, so it's like, ugh. So So this is kind of what I got going on for the first 4 pieces. Yeah. Ugh. So for the other 4, I'm just kind of layering them on like this. Also, I guess if I'm going too slow, also tell me that. I'm just gonna use this pencil to kind of poof some of them out a little bit. I do really like where I live, though. It's very pretty. I live on a loch. Well, I guess near a loch. The loch's down the street. Okay. So I'm going to move on to the next layer, which in the instructions, I do it in a spiral pattern, which I don't know. Actually, it might be better if I demonstrated on the dark wood, which is you kind of just overlap the corners. This is very easy, as I said earlier, it's very easy to mess up, and it's really hard to space them out. I never space them out properly, but it does look very nice. So yeah, so you just kind of do that. And if you want to make it a little more uniform, when you glue down the first piece, only glue down half of it. But then when the spiral comes back around, you can like tuck the last piece under the first piece. Or if you want, you can do it kind of how I did the first layer and just kind of go make the little words. You can kind of just go back and forth kind of thing going on. Start like that and then fill in the other spaces with like pieces in between and stuff. But you got like 5, so it's a little harder if you have 10 words. But yeah, 10 for the second layer. So it's a little harder to space them out. My gosh, I cannot word. Words are hard, guys. I was showing you layer 3. I was like, 10 for the second layer. Shows you layer 3. My gosh. No, we don't have farms either. Cottage country, unfortunately, which is like no farms, no nothing. We got boats. People have boats. I don't have a boat. I'm not rich to have a boat, but there's a lot of boats. Yeah, so everything's just super expensive and it's not great prices. But I love it here. I say. Oh my gosh. Anyways, I'm gonna try and do a spiral. make sure I have... Where is my... Ah, I knew it. Something was up. There was a layer 2 piece that was hiding in the layer 3. It's like, why is that happening? Okay, I'm gonna try and do a spiral. And when you glue it down, you also want to keep it on the edge of your last layer. I'm not going to tuck it in under. I'm not going to make it look nice. Oh, hi, G! Thanks for popping in. You're welcome to join in if you would like. Or you can just chill, or you can disappear again. Yeah. Yeah, you are welcome to make a ribbon if you want. If you have the material. And if you would like to make one later on, there is instructions in the community center, or I guess I can just, I know you, so I can just DM you them if you need them. Am I gonna do it? Have I spaced them out properly? Got to find out. Am I gonna succeed in using my own template? A moment of truth. I did not. Why do I do this every time? That's it'll be easy, I said. Make a spiral. Even though I mess it up every time, I said. It'll totally work out. Oh, wait, maybe it is working out. It's working out. Kind of. Maybe. Oh my goodness. It kind of worked out. Kind of not. But you can see, actually, because I messed up, that's actually a good example. But you can see, I don't know, here, these ones are all really tight together because I didn't space them out properly. It was going so well. It got really tight there. It works, I swear. And then the third layer is the easiest, in my opinion. It's also got 8 pieces, like the first layer. And what you want to do is line them up with the gap in between the pieces of your first layer. I don't know if you can kind of see how they layer there. I'm just going to apply these like I did the first layer, but kind of opposite. In between the gaps. And we also want to make sure we're still staying on the edge of the previous layer when we glue it down. I'm like fully expecting, I've done this like a million times. It's not gonna work out. Why did it not work out? I'm gonna laugh though if it doesn't. I'm like, please, I made the pin spot perfect for this. You have to work for me. We've done this like 10 times already. Oh yes, thank you. I will try and see. Actually, I can actually move my camera closer to me. That might be better. There There we go. Now you can see it as I'm gluing it. I did. This is giving me like flashbacks to. I tried to like record myself painting one, like some D&D figures, and it was a struggle to stay in the camera. Is anyone else gonna try and stay up for a heated rivalry? I can't say words. Heated rivalry tonight. I haven't seen it yet, so I kind of want to like stay up for at least the first episode. Yeah, it's so late for me as well. I think it starts at like 1 a.m. for me or something like that. Like almost 11 right now. I normally don't stay up really late, but this is like the first year I haven't had something I need to get up for in the morning for, and I can just kind of relax and enjoy the con the whole weekend. I was like, I might as well. Alright, so this is kind of what I got, and of course as soon as I like, and I also kind of messed up, but that's fine. It's just unique in its own way. Okay, and so once you got all your layers done, next thing you're gonna do is glue on the pin spot. This doesn't matter as much if you're just using the paper one, but I still kind of would recommend just putting glue around the edges. If you are using a felt piece or like a fabric piece, definitely just put glue around the edges when you glue it on. That way it's like got more flexibility. But yeah, with paper, it probably won't matter because like, I mean, you're not putting the pin directly into that piece of paper. You're going to be using this. But with like the felt, the pin goes in. It goes in. Kind of whatever is easiest for you. You can put it directly on to the pin spot on the edges, or you can put it on what you've already done around the edges. Kind of do it. Actually, this one, even though this one turned out so wonky, the ribbons are like a really nice distance away from the center. Yeah, that sits really nicely in there. Oh, wow, good for me. Good for me. And then once you get that on, this is kind of the part, honestly. I was just kind of making stuff up. But you kind of want to take your little piece of paper. Honestly, you can just use any kind of scrap of paper, as long as it like, you want to make sure you can get it in the pin, like in here, and it's not like Yeah. You want to make sure you can put the pin on there. So what you want to do is you just want to fold that in half. You can crease it this time. And you probably should. There we go. A little piece folded in half. And then we want to put glue on the inside. But we just want to leave a little part at the top, enough for the pin to go through. That's not glued. And you don't want it to be too loose and have too much space. That's not glued, because otherwise your pin is going to flop around. I'm just gonna put a lot of glue on there. Let's see if I did this right. This is kind of why I said even if you're using paper, you should probably use felt or fabric for a center, because this is not a great not a great alternative, but it is an alternative. Wow, I am actually kind of zooming through this. I had no clue how long this was going to take, so it's like 2 hours. Yes. Okay, and so then once you have it glued, I have put it on. And as you can see, it's kind of, you can turn it, it's there, but it's not like flopping. Like if you go like this, it's not moving. Close up your pin. I can get my pin closed. Okay, and now you're not going to embarrass me, okay, thing? I've just kind of pushed my pin down a little bit so that it's kind of laying flat. And then what you're gonna do is you're gonna put glue on the back of this, and then you're gonna flip this over and kind of push it down, and hopefully it works. I kind of had to, when I did it the first time, you can kind of see on this one, I had to, it was still like really loose and flopping around. When I like lifted it up like this, I haven't glued this one yet, but when I lifted it up like this, the pin kind of like shifted down a little bit because there was too much room. So I had to take it off, and then because I knew where it needed to go, then I just kind of adjusted down here and then put the pin back on. So let's see if this works this time. I also don't like this because I don't like having glue directly near my pin. I have 2 of these though, so I'm a little less worried about it. Okay, let's see. See, and look, see, this is the issue that I have, is that it shifts a little bit down. I haven't fully figured out how to fix that. So if you want to like attempt to fix that, you can. I just highly recommend just using felt. That is literally my solution. Use something else instead. Because it does kind of like. Let's see if I can fix it now. Be a good host and actually fix the problem I've created. If anyone has suggestions for a paper solution for this, I am also all ears. Because I kind of just made this up like a month or so ago. But it's okay if this gets like torn up, because like, I mean, it's going to be behind your pin, so that shouldn't be an issue. See if I can adjust. Might also just be easier if you can mark where it is and glue it on first and then put the pin on. I don't know. Okay, there, that time it worked a little bit better. Now it's not moving around as much. Boop, 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 boop. Yeah, it's a little bit of trial and error process. Yeah, see, that's the issue I have. So it's like you kind of have to make sure you have the right amount of glue. You gotta have like the tiniest gap for the pin to go through, otherwise it like goes all over the place. And yeah, it's a very addictive process. I remember I came home after making this one, and I think the next day I made this one. I was like, I need more. It's like, I need more. And also at this stage, your thing's basically done, but if you want, you can also like decorate more with like stickers and stuff, or I'll listen back. You could also add like ribbon details, and things like that. And I'm getting hot glue all over the place. And since we do have a whole lot of time, if anyone wants to stick around and vote on some ribbons to make a ribbon badge together that I will assemble, we can do that. Or if you are done making a ribbon and you would like to go off and see what other panels are going on, because I think probably some starting around this time, you're welcome to, and thank you for coming if you are going. I appreciate you sticking around. Oh, and another thing you can do with these is you can put pins on the back of them to help secure them to your bags and stuff. Yay! I'm glad you're gonna be making more. Oh, and also I should promote this at this moment. Speaking of Yowie Bob Ross, but Genesis, I hope I'm saying their name correctly, that host that. They also are kind of organizer for Yowie That Old Man's Design. And applications for Volume 3 are going to be coming out March 8th. The theme for this year is Magic and Monsters. The main requirement is at least one of the characters in your piece has to be above the age of 50 or older, and they must show signs of age. So you can have your pretty looking old men as well, as long as one of them is feeling his years. But yeah, so if anyone's interested in that, I think they have a link to it in their shop, in the Artist Alley, if that's something you are interested in checking out. You don't need any experience to join that Zine. It's just basically first come, first serve to get in. They're taking 75 people, I think we're trying to get this year. We took 50 was our cap last year. And we like filled up within 24 hours. So if you are interested, be on top of applying, because yeah, spots fill up fast. Yeah, so anyways, I hope whoever's leaving has a good rest of your night, and thank you so much for coming. And for those that are staying, I'm gonna just shove some things to the side and grab my ribbon, and we can make a ribbon badge together. A giant one with 10 layers of ribbons. I have seen some pretty extensive ones. Okay. My hot glue gun is inside. I dropped it on the floor earlier and it got covered in cat hair. I was smart and I put everything on like a tray. It's kind of destructive. And I think I have a pre-cut base. Ugh. We're gonna make this ribbon one on a slightly smaller base because I actually have one pre-cut. I'm gonna make it out with cardstock. And for my ribbon ones, I do like to use cardstock. I find that it does add a little bit more support. This one has a really thick cardstock. It's I think it's a cue card, actually made out of a cue card. Actually, maybe the space isn't smaller. I don't remember where I got this one. Is it the same size? Oh, it's the same size. Ooh. I cut some smaller ones earlier, so that was one of the smaller ones. Okay. Okay, so I'm gonna say I am gonna have a few rules for this. Max of 2 ribbon colors per layer. We'll do 3 layers. Oh, pretty, yeah. And if anyone does make a ribbon, you can also put it in the community center form if you want to show it off to everyone else. That is so cute though. I love the little stars. Ah, so cute. Anyway, okay. Yeah, 2 colors max per layer, and we'll do 3 layers. So for the first layer, I will give a few smaller ribbons for options as well. I can still make it with like a few more ribbons, a few more cuts. So okay. So for the first layer, our options are I have some white, kind of like a creamy white left. That's the bag strap. It works surprisingly well. I got some light pink. Everything's gonna look a tiny bit washed out on the camera, but I got a light blue. Little mushroom pins, like the Danmei. I keep wanting to read that. I have a gray, or I guess a silvery color, and I have red. So we have 4 color options. We can choose 1, or we can choose 2. Oh, 5. Sorry, 5 color options. I keep forgetting about the. Speaking of Danmei. Thank you. I forgot I was like, I forgot I asked for help with this. Yes, to vote. I'll give a minute to vote. I was like, wait, I can vote. No, I shouldn't vote. I'm biased. Wrapped in here, but Oh, I forgot. I can't show it because it was for art fight, and I don't have the person's consent to show it. But I have also done a paper one with this plastic ribbon as well, which is not as nice to work with, but it adds some cool texture. Okay, we'll do red and silver for the first one. I will get us to pick all the ribbons first, and then here, I'm gonna cut a tiny piece of each so I remember. Okay, we'll do red and silver for the first layer. I'm gonna put these ones away. We're gonna have a lot more color options for the second layer. Once again, you can pick 1 or 2 colors. I like how we got red and silver both got 4 votes because I think everyone was like, Jen. Okay, so for the second layer, I know we've already got red and silver, but we can have the same colors in there. We'll have those as an option. And we've got purple as well. We got a light purple. We kind of have this. I don't want to say darker blue, but it's kind of like a teal almost. It's the tiniest bit of green in it. There are pink polka dots. Hard to see the polka dots, but it's pink with white polka dots. And I also have a gold color. It's kind of like a dirty gold. Making your job hard, Ranger. I'm like, here, have a zillion options. Yes, I'm sorry. Alright, we'll give Ranger a second to make the poll. Thank you, you're awesome. And I guess this is kind of a personal preference thing, but I do have a habit of starting off with the biggest ribbons and then going down to smaller ribbons. But you by no means, when you're making a ribbon badge, have to do it that way. You can put tiny ribbons on the outside if you want. Let them be free. Let them be the leader of the group at some point. Oh, yeah. I looked away for a second and everyone is like, vote, vote, vote. I'll give us like 1 more minute. Actually, no, that's probably everyone. I was like, there's 16 votes. Wait, that's everyone. Ooh. Okay, let's do gold and teal then. I don't know, should we do both or should we just do one of them? They're pretty close. Pretty close. Yeah, let's do both. Because I feel like they got almost the same percent. Okay, and then for the last layer, Oh, should I make this more complicated? Like, do I make this more complicated? Actually, no, it's the last layer. We'll do the same colors as options, but I'm gonna say, yeah, we'll use the same colors as options, but we're only gonna do one color. We're only gonna pick one color for that, because I'm overruling, and I'm making us use, it's hard to see on camera, but this is like sparkly, and we're using sparkles. Ranger, can you make another poll that's like the same? Thank you. This one's gonna end up looking a little bit like the one I made for my one pin, but that's okay. I have limited pins. I will after also. Oh wait. No. Pancake! Pancake! Hi, buddy. Oh, my baby boy. Okay, one more minute if anyone else wants to vote. And then I will. My baby boy. Oh, is there a tie? I didn't look at the results. Red or dirty gold for the bottom. Ooh. Okay, that's actually a good idea. Pancake, you're gonna vote, bud? You're gonna vote, Pancake? He's like, I really don't care, mother. Okay, buddy. I'm gonna dangle these in front of you. Okay, I just need to make them the same length. Only fair. Hey, buddy. As long as you don't place my hot glue. Which one are you gonna slap? You gotta slap one. He's staring for. Oh, he picked red. Good job, Pancake. I'm gonna mess up my camera and show them off first. Let me focus first. Here. There he is. Hey, buddy. I can barely see him. He's like. He's the void. He's such a sweetie. Kind of. Okay. Start cutting these. This is going to be a little boring, this part. Apologies in advance. Now I gotta think of things to talk about. Oof. Pulling out a template. Oh, he's up here. Sir, this is a violation. Okay, since these are smaller, I'm going to cut 8 of each of these. Only 60. Sir, you cannot be up here. What have I been watching, reading? Oh. I did start rewatching Rings of Power for the 3rd time. I don't know why. I really like it for some reason. It's not... If you compare it to, like, the Lord of the Rings and The Hobbit, it's not that good. But just as, like, a standalone, if I forget they're related, very good. That sounds terrible. Yeah, I've been rewatching that. Reading, The Devil Burnable Wants to Know. I've been reading that in a group with some of the people here. Specifically Ia. We've been reading that, which I love it. It's fantastic. It's how do I explain the plot of this? Basically, bad guy wakes up one day, finds this book, and the book depicts his future, and basically finds out he's gonna die because he tries to help the main character in the book, which is this girl. I'm gonna mispronounce her name. Bally Klingmao. She's the protagonist in the book called Abusive Romance. And excuse me, sir, he's never done that before. My gosh, you picked today of all days to do that. Please do not. Maybe it'll be fine. Yeah. Yeah. So he in the book helps this girl. He's one of the love interests. And it ends up leading to his death, kind of thing, I think, yeah. And he's like, no, I'm gonna change this, but he also doesn't want to hurt the lead because he owes her a debt. She used to be like a god or something. And the main couple is not him and her, it's him and his subordinate, who is like madly in love with him, but is not very good at expressing his feelings. 5, 6. Sir, why are you in the sink? My gosh, he's never jumped on that counter before. I have like breakables up there, so I'm just like, what are you doing, sir? What are you doing? Please do not. My gosh. I was just telling them you're so cute and good. And now you're up there. Been living in this house for years, sir. And now you decide this is your goal in life. My gosh. He is such a menace. But yeah, highly recommend that book. It's very good. But my favorite danmei is Silent Reading by Priest? Priest writes Modu. Cyan Wings is the author of Devil Burnable. But yeah, I really like Silent Reading. It recently got licensed in English. I think the first, maybe second volume is out with 7 Seas. 7 Seas has a panel this weekend also that you should check out. But that one's more of a modern take on a danmei, because I feel like when people think of danmei, they usually think of like a historical kind of thing. But this one takes a modern one, and there's no magic or anything in it. Kind of. No, there wasn't. Memory awful. No magic. It's a crime drama one. And it's about this guy in, how old is Lu Wenzhou? In his 30s, probably. And this kind of rich playboy that's in his early 20s. And Lou Wenzhou is a police officer, and he works for a department that they changed it in the show, because they did make a show also called Justice in the Dark. They changed a lot due to censorship. Very good show still. But they're basically a special unit that like tracks down people with like, in the show they made it like you have like a special gene or something that makes you a serial killer essentially. But exactly the details in the book, it's kind of like, it's just basically, yeah, people do bad things. We're hunting down people that do bad things. But in the show they had to like make a reason for why people were doing the bad things for some reason. The whole thing. 1, 2, 3, 5. Has anyone watched something recently that they thought they weren't going to like, but surprisingly did? I feel like that's a good question. I'm gonna do this one layer at a time so that you guys don't have to watch me cut for ages. Or is there a anime that anyone else recommends? Okay, we're getting a lot of little mushroom, and the wife comes first. I feel like I haven't heard of that one. Prince, are you typing me a paragraph? Oh gosh, it was a paragraph. But Prince, whose life goes to crap, and he treats everyone, including his forced marriage, a scholar, a man. Right before he's killed. Huh. Aw. I say aw, but he reads that whole paragraph about how everything is horrible, he treats people horribly. Me, aw. It's gonna make things right. giving a little bit of Arha, which I also haven't finished. I read like the first few chapters, and then I didn't finish. I'm gonna glue these onto the first layer. See how this looks. It really is super easy to get like absorbed into doing this. My goodness! That is fancy! How in the world? Okay, maybe you should be running this. I should have I have some Danmei pins. I should really make ribbons for some of them. They're just kind of sitting on my shelf, kind of lackluster. Oh. I see. I see. Already a pro at this. I think that's really cool, though. That's a cool custom to have. I'm like totally gluing this to the paper by accident, but that's okay. Thanks y'all for who stayed and listened to the yapping. You didn't have to, but I appreciate it. I do think if I was to run this again, I probably would make it shorter. Probably an hour 30 max. I feel like it could be done in an hour though. Because we basically did the template, I went through it in about an hour. I was really not sure how long this was going to take though. Things. Alright, there's our Forgot to glue this from the paper. Whoopsies. Our first layer done. Balloons and balls. For this layer, I'm just gonna, I think I'm gonna do 5 of each. Make the 10, which is gonna make it like, no, I do want to do that. That make it more, gonna make it more sparse. Thinking about this. So I love how somehow this one sticks out farther than the rest. I don't know how I did that, but let me think about this. If anyone has any input, that would also be appreciated. Maybe I'll cut it, because I could have cut fancy. Ribbon everywhere. There are colors, by the way. We're trying to ignore the blue. Pretend that it's not blue. You know what, I'll cut in a beach, we'll see how this goes. Unless anyone has any last minute feedback. Yeah, I thought yours looked very much like a star, Izora. You could use it as like a tree topper. I'm gonna try not to cut my hand because that's not the goal here. Not a fun story, but when I was a kid, I was using a pair of scissors that was too big for my hands, and I accidentally cut the tip of one of my fingers off. Not like the whole, like, it was just like a little bit. It's fine now, you can't even tell what finger it was. I just like stuck it back on with a band-aid and we were good. I did almost faint, but okay. Yeah. Oh. It haunts me to this day, though. I was like, oh gosh. It's probably why I can't handle blood in certain situations. It's also kind of funny because I'm super into vampires. Yeah, safety first. Always be careful with scissors, guys. Oh, hello. I feel like someone just popped in. If you're new, hello. We are currently, well, I guess I am currently putting together a ribbon we chose the colors of as a group. from my limited stock. But yeah, and just kind of chatting. Let me see. What else can I chat about? I just don't want to go silent on you guys. Oh wait, I was gonna say, oh yes, I've done it. I was gonna say, does anyone watch Survivor? Survivor 50, season 50 started this past Wednesday. Very exciting. I've been kind of watching it on and off since, I don't know, since it came out, I guess, since the first season. I don't remember how old I was when the first season came out. I was babby. Yeah, they usually do 2 seasons a year. I've been kind of... I really like the first episode of this new season, which I am so glad about, because I haven't been really enjoying it the past few years. It's just not been my vibe. The vibe has really shifted. But the first episode of this season, I was like, yeah, this is Survivor. We're back, guys. It's really cool this year also for the 50th. They brought back a whole bunch of like previous players from over a whole bunch of the other seasons. There were so many even from the first season that was there. And the fans got to vote on what kind of like happened, what challenges and stuff, and what advantages people would get. I forgot that was a thing, so I didn't vote. But yeah, it's super cool. Okay. See, I remember I didn't like Coach, who is, if anyone doesn't know, is Ben Wade. His nickname is Coach. And he's kind of like a villain of Survivor, is kind of his thing. And he's kind of pitted against Ozzy, they're both on this season. And Ozzy's kind of seen as like the hero. And I do remember really loving Ozzy, and I probably didn't like Coach when I saw him in previous seasons, but I must say, when I saw him on that beach this time, I was like, dear gosh, that is a man. And I'm kind of vibing with him. He's from your hometown? Yes, Ribbon does shed a lot of glitter. Try not to breathe it in. But yeah, so I'm having very confusing feelings, and after this first episode, I have beef with Ozzy, and I'm on Coach's side. He's somehow won me over, and honestly, good for him. Good for him. It was a very long episode, though. First episode. There was a reason for that. I can't say the spoiler, because it's a very big spoiler, but yeah. No two people that have been on Survivor? I don't know a single person, but that also kind of makes sense, because I'm in Canada, and Survivor is kind of based out of the States, but isn't the host... He's from Canada, I feel, or something. Maybe. I feel like I heard something that Jeff, the host, is from Canada. Maybe that's not a thing, though. Yeah, you'll be like seeing glitter for ages. Hi, Mr. Pancake, are you back? I don't know if you guys heard him. His little meow. He's like, Mom, come to bed. I wanna sit on you and then choke you in your sleep. That's what he does. I'm I swear, he's trying to take me out. He likes to sleep on my neck, but specifically on my neck, with his hands covering my mouth and nose. Which is a suspicious position to sleep in. Oh yes, I would be so curious to know if your roommate's opinion has changed. Pancake, you can't come here, bud. I don't want you to hurt yourself. Your uncle tried out for Survivor when you were a kid? Okay, that's pretty cool. I always wanted to try out for Survivor when I was younger, and then when I got a bit older, I realized I don't like outside. Like, I mean, I like outside, but not like that. No. I don't think I could do it. I really can't now, but my body would not let me. But even when I was in peak health, I don't think I could do it. It's so hard, even when, cause you just want to indulge them because they're so cute. I have never watched The Amazing Race, I don't think. I don't think I have. That was just not something we watched in our household. Ooh, we're starting to get closer to our time. If I don't finish this on stream, I will finish it off and then post a photo of it later. I'm not as good at working and talking as I wish I was. Oh yeah, well, I don't know if this is a lot of things families do, but my family, most of the TV, I guess a little less since I've moved out of home and, well, I've moved back home, but a lot of the time, for like most of my life, I want to say all the way through like, I guess, since I started watching TV, well, I used to watch TV a lot alone when I was a kid while my mom was still asleep, but for most of my life, I would say through high school into part of college, most of the TV I would watch would be with my family. Like, I'd still watch some stuff by myself, like, I'm not gonna watch Yowie with the family, like, that's not the vibe. But most of the TV I would watch, like movies and TV shows, it would be with my family. I don't know, this is kind of how we did it. I still sometimes watch TV with, well, when I'm seeing my mom. Living situation is so wacky. I don't want to get into it. So funny. It confuses people so bad. But anyways, the short of it is, my parents don't live together, but they're not divorced, and they don't plan on being divorced, and they're fine with the relationship. And my mom will eventually live with us again, but she doesn't currently. But usually when I hang out with her, we watch a lot of shows and stuff together, and we love chatting to each other about shows. And I sometimes still watch TV with my dad, but a lot of times now I watch things by myself. Yes, my mom loves Star Trek. Oh, we used to also... Ancient Aliens was another one we used to watch all the time. Oh, and Phineas and Ferb. That was a good one. I have very mixed feelings about Supernatural. I want to like it. I want to like it so bad. going with ribbon. I'm gonna figure it out. But yeah, I want to like Supernatural and like Vampire Diaries also I'm conflicted about. Both of those I wanted to like so bad because I love the concept. But I just don't like them for some reason. It's just I just didn't vibe with them. What am I doing? Interesting. Okay. I'm like messing this up already. This is fine. What am I doing? Yep. Yeah, there we go. Fixed it. It's fine. I didn't do anything. Oh, Buffy. That was a good one. I like the movie. I haven't seen the whole TV show. But I'm a big fan of the movie. Which I know is quite a bit different. X-Files? X-Files is good as well. Rocky Horror Picture Show when you were 12. I don't know about that one. I don't know if that's a great thing. And also, what am I doing? I'm like paying attention but not. Okay. No, it's fine. Don't worry about what I'm doing, guys. I saw it last year for the first time. Don't worry about what I'm doing. I'll fix what I just messed up again. It's okay, guys. We're in this together. I don't know what I'm doing. 1 second. Okay. That's it. I started doing something and then did something else. Don't worry, I'll fix it. It's gonna look very wrong for a little bit, because it is slightly kind of wrong. Don't worry. Actually, you know what? Sorry, I just had an idea. You know what? I'm gonna do it like that. Okay, I'm gonna do something a little weird, guys. Don't worry about it. It kind of sounds fun though. A lion does not concern themselves with what I'm doing. You're just gonna have really beautiful laptop. It's gonna be so sparkly. Oh my gosh, what am I doing? Okay, guys. I'm an expert. You can trust me. I like how I just also, like, aired out my family drama. That's not really drama. It's like, yes, you must know. Actually, you know what? Don't bother. Don't worry about this, guys. I'm gonna just... I have an idea. I don't like what was happening. Oh, I'm glad. Yeah, I was like... I was having so much fun doing them, and I was like, other people need to enjoy this as well. Also, a bunch of new people just popped in. Hi. I'm making a ribbon. If you would like to do this, but you didn't get to, in the community center, there is instructions and a template that you can print off or view so you can figure out how to make one yourself. And you're also free to ask me any questions, either here or in the community center. I believe that you're finding loose strings in your bed. I will be finding loose strings for a long while. I'm also like kind of hungry right now. But it's like midnight. I know, right? There's like so many possibilities when you like realize you don't have to just like use ribbon. It's like it's fantastic. Mind has been opened. Don't be concerned about this. Don't worry, it's fine, guys. I had an idea, and I started doing the idea, but the idea was wrong. Yes, we should. Don't worry about this. Oh, that's interesting. I accidentally like pulled on some of the like strings, so there's like creases down these ones. Do I want to replace this? No, we're gonna have those creases in them because they are just unique now. That is such a good idea. Yes. Approved. There's so much glue on this ribbon now. I got like hot cross buns stuck in my head now. I don't know if that's copyrighted. Yeah, that's one thing that is kind of annoying with like glue that's not hot glue, even though I'm currently struggling with hot glue, is because it doesn't like dry fast enough. You can like sometimes you like accidentally move what you're working on and everything like shifts a little more. But also because things shift a little more, it's easier to fix your mistakes if you have mistakes. Alright, we got a few more minutes left before the panel section is over. So I'll probably finish this offline, and then I will post it for y'all to see. Thank you for indulging. Thank you. I might need the good luck. Yes. Yeah, I guess I should probably say farewells and stuff now. Yes, thank you everyone for coming. I had a really fun time, and I hope you did as well. And thank you for to Ranger for helping with the polls and keeping an eye on chat. Sorry if there's anyone else also modding and I haven't mentioned you. Thank you if you have been. And I hope everyone enjoys the rest of the convention. There's a few more workshops this weekend. I can't remember I think some of them tomorrow. I know there's Yaoi Bob Ross, there's Build a BL, there's Dojin making. They should all be really fun. And if you are looking for a community to just kind of chill and craft with, there's also crafting channel in the Discord somewhere. I forget what it's called. I think it's Craft and Hang. I don't know if I'll be in there at all this weekend, but I've seen a lot of people chilling in there. So if you're looking for more environment mood kind of like this, consider checking that out. And you can meet some of the other people that are hanging out at the con. So yeah, I guess that's all I have to say for tonight. So thanks everyone. Thanks again. See y'all later.